So a few months back, I posted a video of cutting the trail through the vines. This was a trail from our road down by the river heading due south. It was through some very gnarly vines, not blackberry vines like the deers hide in, but just big old black tree killing 1, 2, 3 inch diameter, just super vines. So I cut that trail due south. So then I moved back up our road to the power lines and started a little bit, and then winter came and got too wet, so now I'm back at it. So now I'm at the power lines. I'm going to cut another trail due south, and eventually I hope to connect these two together, and this will be the last trail on the property that I'm going to build, that I know of. So back to my little Google Earth thing here. The orange is the existing road. The yellow is the trail I cut last winter through the vines. What I'm working on now is the green to try to get down the power lines past the last drainage ditch. And eventually one day, maybe we can connect them together with the blue. I haven't been in a lot of the parts of the forest. I don't know how wet it's going to be. That's the kind of the limiting factor, is if it's too muddy, I won't be able to make a trail. But anyway, that's what we're doing right now. So my last trip here, I recut these ditches. They had real steep sides, kind of like this. And it was fine at the time, but then the weeds and stuff grew up like 6 feet tall. We couldn't mow it, so I didn't deepen the ditches any, but I sloped the sides back so we can mow it with the riding mower, and that generated a lot of dirt. So I've got this is my second load in the trailer, and probably got one more, and it's nice and dry, so we're moving it down there under the power lines on our new power line project. We will definitely need the mats for this part of the project, so I brought them from across the road, dumping them out where we can get to them with a little traco. Severe drought around here. Burn ban for going on over 2 months, I think. Everything's dry and dusty. Trees are dying, and yet, look at this slop I'm in. Just stuff, I don't know. This is just like it was on the other side of the road under the power lines. So I'm on mats. I'm not going to get off mats. I'm kind of iffy being on the mats. I'm going to dig this waterway or this slop hole over to the tree line, and it goes into the tree line, and I'm going to use the mud to build up the road, or this new little road I'm making once it dries. If I can get some drainage going, it'll be like the other side over there, dry up, but it's just basically maybe another pond right here, but it's got to drain somewhere or it'll never ever dry up, it seems like. This is bringing back memories. This is just like it was on the other side. And I'm on mats, but they're constantly sinking to the right side or the left side, depending on how you're looking at it. I don't know why. I keep pushing them further and further over, and I keep sinking more and more, and I'm scared I'm going to slide off of them. But I'm getting close to where it's going to get a little drier, so I'm going to keep on digging. So I moved muck, dug drainage this morning. I was 100% on mats until the very end when I got off. I went about 15 feet, and then I got to a spot where I needed to get back on mats. So I figure this is a good time to go do something else. The water, see that mud bank? That was underwater. So water is definitely following the little ditch, which is good, because another 30 feet or so, it's going to go up in the woods, where there's a natural ditch in the woods. So it's November 7th, and I'm making my popcorn tree round this morning to cut as many as I can. And actually right now they're easier to spot. This would be a sweet gum, a gumball tree. The leaves are still on it. The tallow trees, the leaves are brown, but they're dangling. They kind of stand out pretty well. And the holly trees, they're still bright green. So right now, as I walk through here, they're pretty easy to spot. Raccoon prints galore. So you can always find raccoon prints. We must have thousands of them out here. We even see them now and then during the day. I think they're supposed to be nocturnal. Okay, new day. I certainly have water coming out the ground. This is filled up where it used to just be kind of slushy. It is now water. And it's got to have a place to go, or I'll never really dry this out. But I think I know where it's supposed to go. I'm going to walk through the woods here.
Yeah, I want to show you what happens if you cut down a popcorn tree, but don't poison it. That's what I must have done. So here's the stump. Here's a tree. 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 Tree. All the way around it. There's probably 100 little trees trying to come up. Now they're little bitty. They'll poison easily, but it sure is easier if you just poison a stump. So coming from the power lines, there's a natural little ditch. Comes around through here, and I put a pipe so we can walk over it. It walks around, it goes around here. I don't know where this huge pile of dirt came from. There's a massive pine tree here. It's the biggest one on the property. And there's a little pond. Behind the pond, the water goes back around. And I'll walk over there and show you that, where it goes back across the power line servitude. And I think it's a major drain line. So I walk to, it's a major ditch, crosses the power lines. The water goes the wrong way. It goes to my left, the river's to my right, and it kind of wanders over there to my neighbor's property. Now, all this is our property, and I haven't been there, I haven't seen it, because there's some wet areas between our road and this property, and I'm thinking if I can get to here and put a big culvert across this, that might be my access. So there's a big area here that's nice and dry, and where I'm working is right on the other side of that power pole. This could be mowed and cultivated into something useful for deers or growing anything. This is nice and high and dry, but I got to get to it, and that means I got to get through that low spot, which is what we're going to work on today. Well. Besides coming very, very close to being seriously stuck, I kept sliding off the mats because I kept trying to move my mats. When I'd grab them, the whole machine would slide. And the reason is I wasn't trying to move my mats. They got 3 huge crane mats here, I guess left over from when they set that power pole, and they run under here. So I was trying to move the ditch kind of where it is to go around so I could put a road and a culvert, but I can't, because I can't move these mats. They're like forever. There's at least 4 big ones, so I guess I need to, and I couldn't get back as far as I wanted to because it just got stupid sloppy and I was just asking for trouble. So I'm going to redo the ditch next to the trees, kind of where the natural water was, and hopefully we'll be out past the end of these mats, so I can get to that water to go around the end of these mats to that natural little ditch over there. Let's see. Well, the water's draining. It's going around the end of this mat. There's 4 of them in a row, and I can't move any of them. I wonder if it'll go get into that little ditch, or if this is just too low. We'll see in a second. Well, I don't know if all the water will drain through here, but some of this muddy water is coming through here. It's good to see. Those darn crane mats. I would have got it done, except for the crane mats, and I lacked like 10 feet. Maybe I could dig that with a shovel. I don't know. I'm gonna mess up my pond though, because right now it's clear. This little pond, not the one I dug, this natural pond. Probably not natural. Probably man-made. Yep, so right now it's running crystal clear, but it won't be for long. I found this insulator, or I dug it up actually. I don't know if I broke it or not. It's probably porcelain. Yeah, it's got a broken spot. I'm gonna go clean it up. It might be kind of cool looking. It's huge. Okay, we're gonna wash this thing in the water. Well, unfortunately, I did break it. I didn't see it. It was in the mud, and I grabbed it with the track hoe. Looks like new brakes to me. It's kind of a cool looking deal. So, it's patented 2009, and I guess this is 2014. So, I don't know how it got here.
unless they were doing maintenance on those lines. 2014 is only how many years ago? No, that doesn't make sense because these power lines were here before then. So they must have had a truck here doing maintenance. Maybe that's why the crane mats were in the ground. I don't know. It's kind of a cool looking little piece of artwork though. I'll hang it somewhere. So this was the last day last winter that I was even trying to do something with this mud. So the next clip is from present day, the summer. So I spent a few hours on a couple of different days moving dirt from one side of our road to the other. This is the side of the road where I dug the pond, and this dirt came out of the pond, and it's been drying for a while. Even when I dig dirt out of the pond, like right now, it's not nearly the slop that it was originally, because the bottom's kind of hard and the sides are hard, so I can get some decent dirt. It's just too wet to mess with, but it dries out really quick, especially now that we're in the beginning of our 90-degree plus days in the summertime. So it's a little time consuming. You know, I got to get both the Traco there and the tractor there and the trailer. But the little trailer holds an amazing amount of dirt. I don't know what the limit is. I think the limit is when I'm turning, the back wheels do not turn, so they are under a tremendous amount of stress. The axles and the the bolts and the wheels are not like the best. They're just like lawnmower wheels. So yeah, that's my hesitant not to put too much dirt, because I think I might rip the undercarriage out of this thing. But as far as having the power to dump, that's never been an issue. It will dump the dirt. So
and I lost my old magnetic holder, and I got a new one, and it isn't worth a flip. It keeps vibrating around. I can't seem to get it tight enough. Kind of irritating.
So now I take the dirt across the road to where I'm making the new trail, and the mud and slop that I pulled out of the new ditch last winter. It set up pretty well. It holds up the trailer. Now I have added a little bit of dirt here, there, and yonder in the past few months, but for the most part, I'm riding on that sloppy stuff. It just set up. Did like 4 loads this morning, and you see my camera slip sideways because I don't like my new mount, but I promise you I'm on level ground. And I just back up as far as I dare and dump. Now after a couple of dumps, 3 dumps, the dirt's in the way. I can't back up enough. I can't spread it with the tractor because the trailer's on the tractor, and I don't want to have to hook it and unhook it. So then I'll walk the tractor across the street, knock it down, try to make a road out of it, and it's setting up super well. The trailer is short and it turns really, really fast, and the tractor's kind of long, so it could be tricky to back the trailer straight. It looks like I don't know how to back a trailer, but I kind of do know how to back a trailer. But I tell you, if you lose concentration for a minute, the thing's not where you want it to be. Now I've got the control up here on the tractor with me, so this is like super convenient. I don't have to get off or anything. Just press the lift button and it lifts pretty fast, pretty strong. I don't know how many lifts I get out of a battery charge, but it hasn't been a problem except for that first day when the battery was probably dead, and that was many months ago. So I can dump, seems like, as many times as I want. Now the button to let the trailer drop, it's gravity, and it's really, really slow. So I kind of have to hold my finger on the down button the whole time I'm driving back across the road. It comes down, but it comes down really, really slow. Okay, it's a new week. I found a piece of pipe on Facebook Marketplace. This is 12-inch Schedule 40 PVC. Kind of an odd piece of pipe there. You don't see that very often, but I got it for 40 bucks. And we got a lot of rain this week, but it doesn't seem to have muddied up the trail, the progress so far. If anything, it may have compacted it a little. So this is where we ended from the last video. And I'm going to start hauling dirt, try to extend it a little bit more. This is a view that I've never been able to see because I'm always on the tractor. I guess I could pull a cord around and press the button from standing on the ground and be able to see it dump, but then you kind of need to be on the tractor to pull the trailer out from under the dirt, because when it tips up, the bottom of the trailer hits the ground, so that's when dirt stops falling out. So yeah, it's kind of awesome. I've made some bad purchases in my day, but this trailer has not been one of them. It's been awesome. So now I'm multitasking. I'm bringing the Traco over to the new trail to knock down a few loads of dirt I've just dumped. But on the way, I'm bringing my pipe because I know I'm going to need it. And I'm also got the blade down, and I'm blading the dirt. Every time I go past, I blade a little bit, and gradually it gets flatter and flatter. Now, at some point, you lose ground if you blade too many times, because every time you blade, some of the dirt rolls off the end of the blade, off to the shoulder, and because the blade doesn't tilt or pivot like on a dozer, you lose that dirt. You can't really get it back, not easily. So at some point you got to say, okay, good enough, I'm not going to do it anymore. So here I'm pushing the big piles of dirt that I just dumped. It's really soft, and I'm pushing toward the water because I'm going to cross that waterway with that piece of white pipe that I just drove by. And this is getting pretty exciting because I'm almost close enough to set the pipe in the hole, and this will be a milestone. I've been 6 months waiting to get across this ditch, and the next ditch I'm gonna have to wait until I find another piece of pipe. But this is good stuff here.
So here's my pipe. Here's one of the crane mats that were left by, I'm sure, the power company. And here's another one, and another one. So there's at least 3 of them. They're probably 40 feet long. So if I can get over here and get on top of these, this is super dry ground. And the ground goes uphill right here. So really, I just need maybe 2 more loads of dirt. I'll bring 3 more loads of dirt, and we're gonna be good. There's another one of those big black insulators right there. I hate that I keep breaking them, but I don't see them until I've already dug on them. I don't know if you can tell how much higher we're sitting than where we were down there, but it's like 2.5, 3 feet of difference in elevation. And it's like this for quite a way, so this is gonna be the easy part. I just drive. I'm gonna try to clean up this slope and park the machine in the shade, and I gotta go cut grass. It's getting tall. It's 2 o'clock. I met my goal. Took me 2 hours. 7 loads of dirt. Probably use another 1 or 2, but I'm gonna let this dry out. It's still pretty wet. Only about the last 10 feet is wet. And I used the mats here so I could cross without disturbing my pipe. And then we go uphill to dry land, and it goes quite a ways dry, and then it's gonna get wet again. So let me scoop some more of this dry stuff down here. But anyway, pretty pumped right now. Good stuff. I've been wanting to do this all winter long. I almost blocked off my pipe with mud, but I'll clean it up. And here's one of the mats sticking out, messing with my drainage. I guess it's not that bad.
So the 12-inch pipe I just set was in real soft soil, and the soil around it was real soft. I need to bring the grade up, but I didn't want to put dry dirt on top of all this mucky stuff. So I just set my little homemade crane mats across there so I could cross it without disturbing or pumping the without pushing the pipe completely out of position. So I set the little mats and I crossed, and now I'm trying to dig up bushes so that I can get to the dirt, which is under the bushes, so I can kind of halfway grade it out and get up this little hill. This dirt is like nothing compared to the dirt 20 feet away. It's crazy how on this property, not the topography, but the composition of the materials in the ground just changed so dramatically in such a short distance. And I don't know how to explain that.
Alright, so yesterday I was able to get to that power pole right there. And then we got on high ground. And no problem. I walked right over here. But I want to get further. There's kind of like a main drainage ditch. I don't know, 25 yards in front of me. And if I can cross that and then go back to the right through the woods, I don't think I'll have to cross any more ditches. I think they all go to this ditch right there. To get there, it's pretty low. A month ago, I wouldn't have got as far as I am now. But it's the beginning of summer, starting to dry out. So same old, same old. I'm gonna creep forward. I'm gonna take some dirt from the side. So far, it's really dry. It's nice. Build up my pad. I may have to. It may get wet, and I might have to stop for a couple weeks and let it dry out. But we're gonna inch in that direction. And I don't have the camera. I don't have my little GoPro with me, so sorry. I walked over here a minute ago before I brought the hoe and my feet got wet, so I wasn't expecting to be able to do anything with this. But so far, it's holding up the tractor. It's gonna get worse though. But anyway, the right way to do this, or what I would like to do, is get all my low mats and track all the way to the end on the mats, and then back out, dig the ditch and throw the slop on top, because I think it's going to start getting really wet. But my mats are all tied up with that pipe crossing right now, so I'm just going to keep going real slow. Throw some dirt in front of the tractor and spread it out and track on it 2 or 3 times, and then move forward about 5 feet. And yeah, I'm kind of surprised we got this far. I do need to stop soon because I'm going to run out of fuel pretty soon. I can almost reach the bucket out and touch where I want to go, or at least where I want to put the culvert. See that grass? I don't know if you can see it. The grass with the wide blades, that's growing in the water.
Yeah, so I was creeping along and doing okay, and then all of a sudden the dirt that I'm digging from on the side was starting to get wetter, and the toe of the tracks are starting to sink a little bit. And I realized, I could battle this and get a little bit further, but I'm not going to get there. So I'm going to call it. Call it for this trip. I'll be back in a few days. And when I went home, I found an ad on Facebook Marketplace for 2 24-inch fiberglass pipes, and I hurriedly went and grabbed them. So now, if I do get there, I have pipes I can put in the ground. So that's huge.
Scored these 2 pieces of fiberglass pipe, 24 inches in diameter. They're a little buggered up on the end, but they're still really, really good find. And this will cross those nasty ditches, because even though an 8-inch will probably handle a flow without a problem, the smaller pipes just sink down in the mud and end up too low. But this is going to be just right. I am here 15 feet from where we're going to drop this pipe in that ditch, but it's really wet between me and there. So what I want to do is get my mats and mat all the way over, dig out and set the pipe, and then as I back out, I'm going to dig a ditch on both sides to recover some soil. It's drier right there, but I still got to go through wet to get to the ditch. So yeah, I dropped the pipe on the ground. I'm gonna go back and get my mats, which are kind of tied up to let me cross the pipe I put in a week and a half ago, because it's kind of unstable, but we'll just make do. I'll bring them over here, and if I have to bring them back to get out, I'll bring them back to get out. All right, friends, there's the track hoe. Here's all the mats I can scrounge up. I'm missing one single. I don't know where it went. There's my pipe, and it goes right in here where all this deep big leaf grass is. And the reason I wanted to come in all the way and then dig my way back out is because the stuff I'm gonna be digging to build up the road is just gonna be slop. I'm not gonna be able to track on it. So if I come in and then work my way out, I can just pile it up real high and just go away for a month or so and let it dry out. So wish me luck. If I get stuck, I am a long ways from the road, and I don't have any more dunnage to put under the tracks, and the tractor can't get back. Oh boy, we're not gonna get stuck. I'm leaning and I don't like it. I'm gonna call it good. I'm gonna put the pipe in the hole and back up. What are we gonna do? I'm gonna dig, try to get some material. It is horrible material. It's the only material I got. I'm too far from the pond to haul material over here. I'm gonna dig over here. Feels a little more stable, but it just might be the grass I'm feeling. Yeah, it's just the grass.
So the process was pretty simple here. I would back up a little bit, remove the one mat that I wasn't on, turn around, drop it, and just stack up mud until it's at the angle of repose. And Then when I did that, I'd back up some more and grab another mat. I didn't want to lose them. I've lost a couple of them, I think. But anyway, it went according to plan. Once I got a few feet from the end, it quit being too scary. It was sort of semi-stable. And I'm just reaching as far as I can and stacking this stuff up as high as it will stay up there, which is not real high, but it's way above the level that the road needs to be in the end. So we had a plan, and the plan worked. We tiptoed in there ever so gently with the mats that I got. I was able to clean a little bit to set the pipe, and then we backed up, and I'm filling the future road with this ridiculous slop. And how long will it be before I can drive on it? I don't know. It won't be this week. It's pretty wet. And the problem is not this material will dry because it's above the water level, but it's the stuff down that it's on top of. I don't know, this may be a long-term project. And even on the other side of the pipe, it looks pretty wet for about 20 yards. But I have accomplished what I set out to accomplish today. Now I have to go move my mats back across that first pipe so I can get out of here. Okay, I have a little panic attack here. I drug my mats and got back across the first pipe, the white pipe, and I'm on the safe side now, and I'll remove the mats so the ground could dry out. And I saw some movement, and I think this is a hornet's nest in the ground. I'm scared to death of these things because once before they got me 6 times and I felt sick for like 3 days. But for some reason they're not after me. They're only flying around this little spot in the dirt. And I'm not that far away. They look like bees, but they don't fly like bees. And bees don't fly in the mud, so I'm pretty sure they're hornets. I'm going to come back tomorrow morning when it's cool and they're kind of sedentary and give them some chemicals that they don't like. But anyway, I'm glad I didn't get stung, and life is good. And thanks for watching, and we'll continue this when we make some more progress, probably back up in the woods.